The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gam Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost. Bank available for better. Sign up today. EdgeBoost.bet. With the promo code SGPN, get a $25 deposit bonus. We're also brought to you by NYR Bets. Claim a $200 deposit bonus today. NYRBets.com/SGPN200 with the promo code SGPN200. And welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gam Podcast Network. It is currently Friday morning, May 16th, around 10 a.m. Eastern Time, here for the Player Prop Show. I'm Rose, episode Scout Reichel, once again joined by Adam Rosenberg, and together we're going to break down the player props that we have for the Friday card. Like always, we're going to be doing 3 player props each, and then we'll get into the lock. We'll get into our best bet and then our underdog entry. But Adam, how's it going with you? What's up?
It's good, and I need to publicly apologize because you and I are betting partners. We take each other's wins, we take each other's losses all the time. And this morning I go on Twitter and I see you posting about this line on the Denver Nuggets. And yesterday was not a good day. Whatever, fine. We move, as every Twitter person says. And I'm like, wait, did he have the Denver money line last night? And I was like, dude, I thought we bet all these things together. And then you said, yeah, that's game 7s. That's why that line is bad. And then I withdraw my complaint about first of all being a bitch, and 2 just being wrong. So we are back at it.
I also didn't check what time you sent me those messages, but
I was like, I wake up when you go to bed.
Oh no, I know. I woke up like 10 minutes ago. So he had the anger and the frustration marinating for a few hours, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I went to the gym. I'm like, he's not even responding. Like, he hasn't sent me the link to the show. I was so mad. And then you were like, yeah, that's first game 7.
Yeah, that's for like Sunday. And you're like, fair. Oh, my bad.
Oh, all right, my bad. Yeah.
There you go. But either way, point is, I know for the prop show, we did well. Pretty well last episode.
Yeah, we did. We hit a home run too. We had the bonus play. I was 2-2, but the bonus play sent us over. There's a lot I like today, and yesterday was terrible for a lot of people. So
I forgot what was that. It was 400. It was 440.
It was 440.
440 on Langford. So that was never in doubt too. That was a first. That was first.
It was like the second pitch. He just fucking sent it.
He crushed it. So Langford came through for us, and I definitely can't complain there. Anyway, anything else you want to add, or should we just move on into?
No, I got stuff that I like, and gonna ask people to trust the force on a couple of them, but there's a lot of stuff I like, so let's do it.
Cool, sounds good. Before getting into any of the props that we have for the card on Friday, a reminder that we have a discount on the merch store right now going on, because if you use the promo code DGens at checkout, you get 20% off everything in the merch store, because DGens line of gear is now live on the merch store, and to celebrate, we're taking 20% off. So once again, use code DGens at checkout for 20% off everything in the merch store. Anyway, moving on into the props that we have for the card today. Adam, I'll let you go first. What's going to be your first play that you want to give out?
Shout out Captain Insano. Berger hitting that home run, so we only need 29 more to hit our future of him.
I think he has like 5 maybe.
He doesn't have any. It had to be his first, right, guys?
I believe he had a couple.
If he's back, it's great for us.
Jake Berger now is 4.
Okay, so he's
not tracking. Good, but he definitely does not have. That was not his first.
Okay, I thought it was his first. Okay, so let's jump right into it. First pick for me is going to be Mackenzie Gore over 7 strikeouts. It's actually at a pretty reasonable price at -110. If not, the 8 is fine. If you see this at like -150, don't take that. Take the 8 to win a unit. Gore is, I believe, leading the league still in Ks, and he's been really solid. And he gets to go against we could call them the crosstown rivals, I guess. Gets to go against the Orioles, who fucking stink. The Orioles have, of the regulars that are playing today, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 6 guys with K rates below the league median of 23% or lower. And then you can look at like splits and stuff, because let's see, Gore versus righties. I don't know. The point is that I think Gore is going to run through this. He's going to Gore this Baltimore Orioles team. So I'm taking the over. I like the price on this. It's actually, I don't know why it's going against me, and maybe this will age poorly, and it's sort of that's kind of goofy and it's a fishy line, but It's really hard to argue with Gore's form because he's over this number in 8 of his last 10. He's over this number in 3 of his last 4 on the road. It's just he had 8 against the Orioles 3 weeks ago. So yeah, give me Gore to sabotage this O's team.
Yeah, you also forgot to mention one key piece of information. Do you want to guess which team is dead last in OPS against lefties this season?
Baltimore Orioles.
That is correct. They are the worst team hitting against lefties in the entire league. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, look, all the sharp action is telling me that Gore might get shelled, and if that's wrong, fine, whatever. I'm just like, sharps are wrong a lot, especially on props. But yeah, there's no way this Orioles team. Everyone's like, people are still betting this Orioles team as if they're the Orioles team from last year, and I believe they're off their second straight getting swept. They've been bad, or they almost got swept. They're bad. They're a bad team.
They're really bad. I believe they did get swept by Minnesota.
That's the second straight sweep for them, then.
Yeah, not good. But I actually am going to go with a play in the same game. I initially had a different play, but I realized the guy that I picked probably is not even going to be in the lineup, so I'm going to save everybody the wasted void there. So I ended up going with the pivot. I have Tyler O'Neill in the same game, under half a run scored at minus 129. He has not scored a run in 18 of his last 23 games. He's reached base just 5 times in his last 24 plate appearances. And on top of that, this season against lefties, he's had 25 plate appearances. He has a batting average of 87. 87. He has an on-base percentage of 160. He is awful against lefties. So I think that O'Neill should struggle. He's 0 for 2 lifetime against Gore with 2 strikeouts. But O'Neill's been a mess recently, been a serious dud for the Orioles since they signed him in free agency. But I like O'Neill to do nothing once again. So give me the Tyler O'Neill under half a run scored at minus 129 in the same game. So
love it. I mean, he's first of all, he's very attractive, but that's about it. I'm actually
he's a muscular guy. I can't.
He's a muscular dude. He's a muscular Canadian. Gonna take his first plate appearance K also as well.
Yeah, but he's really, really bad. So.
It's really bad. Dustin Johnson. I don't even know if your first name's Dustin, dude. I'm just going to always call you that because that's all I think of. Thoughts on Sale Crochet over 6.5 Ks? I will talk more about it later. There's a hint.
Okay, there you go. That's what's called a teaser in the business.
Teaser. Stick around.
Yeah, I see Ginger asking if the tennis ball is going to drive me crazy on the floor. I picked it up already, so we're fine.
Austin talking about how it scared you. The line moved the other way. It scared you off Gore. That's completely understandable. Just know that baseball is not nearly as liquid a sport as NFL or as football or even as college basketball. So sharp movement doesn't really mean anything for, in fact, I could show you pretty much every single one of my bets that you'll see like lost CLV. We lost CLV on Hunter Brown outs yesterday, and it was never
so good last night.
And they lost, and it was never in doubt.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry about like, the data is the data, and if it's wrong, it's wrong. But the reality of the situation is that we just tell everybody in the chat knows how bad this Orioles team is. The total's high, so look, maybe both guys get blown up. Not big on Povich, not very big on Gore right now, and it's a form issue. You just can't deny it. So
and Baltimore also offensively this season can't hit.
Yeah, they just can't hit.
They can't do anything right, to be honest.
If Gore has a bad start, Gore has a bad start. But I'm not going to let a bunch of guys in a room that are pushing around this do it this way. Like there's just overwhelming data to back the back this way.
Yeah. So
don't get cute on baseball. We're betting it too much. We have too much action to bet it to get cute on it. If you lose, you lose.
I'm going for the O'Neill. I'm curious. Also he's very slow. So if they end up having a situation in the 9th inning where they're down 1, he might get pulled for a pinch run.
Oh, yeah.
So that's also another factor there, but I think O'Neill might do nothing the entire game. So
I know we spent now 10 minutes on the same, but like DJ pointing out Baltimore was better last year. What would you say, Scott, is the NBA equivalent to a team that everyone bets as if they're the team from last year and they're really, really good?
I mean,
overall this season, which I was going to
say it's not the same comparison because there were some trades involved, but is that the Dallas Mavericks?
Maybe. I feel like the Celtics this season.
They made the finals last year. So
but I feel like people bet the Celtics as if they're the team from last year. You know what I mean? Like they're like, oh yeah.
I was thinking Dallas. Dallas Mavericks initially.
They really stunk. Yeah.
No, correct. But they made the play in. At least they did something. But they made the finals last year, and people were blindly betting them to start the season like they were the same
Anyway,
team.
that's what I feel like about the Orioles this year. People just want this team to do well because they're not the Yankees, but they stink. Okay,
They're not very good. So there you go. Yeah, moving on to your on the Friday card. What do you like?
You had a little bit of a internet issue there.
I know. I was reconnecting and I didn't do anything. So.
Okay. There's a lot of guys today who I think are going to shove. Oh, by the way, regular season, the Slimmer saying it's the Cavs is a great one. Everyone.
At least they swept the Heat. They did something.
Yeah, they did something.
Oh no, that's the comparison. It's the Clippers, right? It's the regular season.
Oh,
Clippers
that's good. That's a good call. Yeah, that's a good call.
Clippers.
Yeah. All right. Joe Ryan under 1.5 earned runs plus 133. Same rule I tell everybody. If it is plus 120 or more, do it to win a unit. If it is plus 120 or less, and I do that within that even money to 120 range, just lay it so you can get a little bit more. I like Joe Ryan. Joe Ryan is arguably third or fourth best pitcher in the AL. But by the way, we have 3 of the top 4 guys for Cy Young futures.
Yeah, Joe Ryan's been really, really good.
Joe Ryan's really good. So look, I like Joe Ryan today, just a lot. And it's look, I get it that he's kind of on a road start. He's going to Milwaukee, but Milwaukee has the exact same problem that the Orioles have. They like quietly stink, and people just don't want to admit it. Shout out! I'm sorry for my Wisconsin guys. K rates 5 of the 9 guys have K rates below the league medium. I will say the reason I didn't like the Ks here, their BABIPs are all low. The reason I didn't take the Joe Ryan Ks is because Joe Ryan is a lot better at K'ing. Let me just double check it on my own, but I believe Joe Ryan's better today. His splits were, he's way better against righties than he is against lefties on the K front. Everything else is still electric though on that front. So my point here is that I'd rather take Joe Ryan to not give up a lot of runs because I just think that that's sort of what's happened. He is under 1 earned run in all but 2 starts this season. On the road, he hit a blow up game against Atlanta, but otherwise it's 1-0, the 6 against Atlanta, and then 1. Helms is mad that I just crapped on Wisconsin. He's one of those guys, but give me at plus money, give me Joe Ryan. I think this is a good way to play this. Under 1.5 earned runs plus 133.
Top on my head is I like minus 129, and then everybody in the lineup, so I pivoted else, but lineup Ryan should very. I feel like he's a team that people are hoping out. They've been so far this season, but the offense just hasn't been consistent for me. That is for them because Ryan's been really good. So yeah, I'm on that for the 1.5.
I heard, by the way, none of that because it was all like someone said Scott died. But now you're back. But like before, it was.
I don't know what's happening. I haven't touched anything.
I think it's because of Shabbat.
It could be. I don't know.
Right.
Keep
going.
Do you refresh or something?
No. You're back now. It's fine.
Okay.
But I think I heard you agree, and then I heard water.
I agreed, and then I said that I originally had Monasterio no hits, but I was concerned he wouldn't be in the lineup, so I pivoted to something else. So, did you hear that, or did that also lag out?
It lagged out, but I trust you.
No, I'm saying, did you hear that now?
Yeah, just now I did.
Okay, so I don't really know what's going on with my connection today, but all right, sure. Anyway, I'm going to ask you to stall for a minute, though, because I am doing an ad read in a sec, and I want to make sure I don't lag out. So I'm going to refresh for a second.
Okay, cool. Guys, while we do this, I'm going to talk about another play. So, DJ, you had mentioned about the Crochet case. Look, spoiler alert, I'm going to be on Crochet case. I think this Atlanta team's a turnstile. I think that there's a couple pitchers today. If you guys can't stay for the whole show, which is just fucking lazy if you can't. But
show's 30 minutes. It's a pretty short.
Show's 30 minutes. If you can't hang on for another 15 minutes, then you're extremely lazy. Lots of curses today. I'm really glad. So, I think that it is worthwhile to do a round robin of alt Ks on Joe Ryan, Sale, Gore, Crochet, and I can't get there with Reagan's, and Reagan's, I guess, sure, but it's just that there's something I never trust him really. I would take the three best I like today are Sale, Crochet, and Gore. I really like them on that front for the Ks. So if you want to do an alt K ladder on any of those guys and like round robin it, I think that's a great idea. I'm going to be doing that.
Definitely agree that those guys should shove in this game. So
yeah.
Before we get into any of the remainder of the props that we actually have, a reminder that we are brought to you by our sponsor, which is EdgeBoost. They're the first ever bank company for bettors. You can use them to ensure that all your gambling transactions are approved. No usage fees, no balance, or cash rewards. 100% approval. For all money deposits, sign up today. EdgeBoost.bet, promo code SGPN. Deposit $25 on EdgeBoost match deposit. EdgeBoost.bet, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by NYRA Bets because the pregnant's right on the corner. There's no better time to get in on the action with NYRA Bets. Sign up today with the promo code SGPN200 to get a $200 deposit match bonus. Don't wait at NYRABets.com/SGPN200. Claim your $200 deposit match bonus today. NYRABets.com/SGPN200. We're also
Do you know that the most that I threw up ever was at the Preakness in 2005?
I did not know that. That's a lore story.
Yeah. Just so you guys all know, I threw up so much, and then because I was at the infield and I'd been drinking all day, and I watched somebody get a running start and run into a porta potty and tip it over, and there was somebody in there.
That is that definitely sounds like the Preakness. I'll put it that way.
Anyway, that's it. Sorry, go on with the rest of the ad read.
All good. We're brought to you by Nordic Fantasy because they just launched new game mode ladders. 1 to 500 times your entry by watching your favorite players climb the ladder. And when you sign up for your new account, use the promo code MLB SGPN. Go on special pick and a first time deposit offer up to 1K more cash on fantasy. Promo code MLB SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through the first three props that we have for the Friday card. Time to move on into my second favorite prop of the card. Going to go with the Royals game against the Cardinals. I am going to go with Salvador Perez under 1.5 total bases at -133. He's had less than 2 bases in 6 straight games. He's had less than 2 bases in 11 of his last 15 games. We also know that he is very, very slow. The guy can't run. So I do think he's going to have to hit one to the moon or get multiple hits to go over this. But the fact that Perez has been really bad lately, the fact that he moves like a 70-year-old man, I think should limit his actual extra base upside. Palante's been better lately. I feel like people haven't really noticed that he was really bad for a stretch there about a couple weeks ago. And since then, he's kind of been, I'll say, tolerable. But I do think Perez is a solid player, at least based on his career. This season, he's not nearly as good as you think he is. So I'll go with the Perez fade here. Give me Salvador Perez under 1.5 total bases. I want a total bases under last episode. I'll go back to it. Give me the Perez under 1.5 bases at -133.
Sal is the only remaining player from that Royals team that won the World Series that should surprise nobody.
I would not be surprised if he already had grandkids tell that story too. This guy really can't move.
Yeah, he's though he's had some doubles, and you and I were like, what? Yeah, I like Palante. Palante's got good ground ball rates. They're at home too, right?
Yeah, I know that could be a bit of an issue though, because
no, I mean his ground ball rate. Palante's good, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look at Perez. Let me look at this one more time.
I remember his home numbers are a lot better than his road numbers, but he's been a mess lately.
So. Okay, so his last 30 plate appearances against right-handed pitching, batting 185, BABIP of 250, WOBA of 222, doesn't walk. K rate's above the median.
The no walking does not help me, but yeah, he does not walk.
The his chase rate, his called strike and whiff rate's bad. Everything's bad. He's got a really high max EV. But his chase rate and all that stuff's bad. And his last 5 games, oh god. His last 5 games overall, batting 0.9 what would it be? 0.
I just say the regular number.
Yeah, he's got 2 hits in his last 21 at bats.
Yeah.
He's terrible.
The point is, it's a bit juicy at -133, but I think 1.5 base is just too high, so I want the under for that.
I think that could make its way into our.
I mean, if we wanted to get Q, we maybe could consider taking a no hits instead, but I thought it was a safer option. But you might get a massive price on no hits potentially.
Oh, really? Maybe we do that in the underdog. Maybe we do that. We bet that, but we do the under bases and the underdog.
I mean, his bases are a 1.5. Like, I have to imagine
Well, they're always gonna be 1.5. He's a cleanup hitter.
No, that's my point, though, is that the fact that his bases are that high, I'm imagining that you can get the no hits in this game for him probably at a good number.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't even see under half a hit for him. I see a hits minus 290, which is an insane price. I'd rather try to get the under half a hit there, but either way. So wanted to mention that. I'll go for the Perez fade as my second play. So what's going to be your third play for the card?
My third play, I gave it out while you refreshed, but I'm going to talk about it again. Garrett Crochet, 8 Ks. Again, another one where I guess sharps and a lot of things are going to, I haven't even looked at it, but I can tell you that Rhythm's not going to like it because Crochet has been up and down over the last few weeks, but Atlanta's a freaking turnstile. Just overall, let me kind of, I have it on my phone on the number of Ks that they have had over the last few, because I use I'm not gonna, I can't name them because they're a former sponsor of this of SGPN, not current, but let me see. Okay, so Team K's, oh my goodness, this Atlanta team is so bad. Okay, so Atlanta versus left-handed pitching, they have in their last 5 appearances against lefties, it's been 12 Ks, 12 Ks, 8 Ks, 6 Ks, 9 Ks. And then they had only 7 Ks yesterday. They went 12, 9. They struck out a ton against Washington in this entire series. Crochet's got elite stuff. He's also better at home. From a versus lefty, let me also just look. There are multiple guys projected to be in the lineup today for Atlanta who are just awful against lefties. Stuart Fairchild's projected to be in the lineup today. He's terrible. Austin Riley has a strikeout rate of 30% in his last 30 against lefties. Sean Murphy has a strikeout rate of 30% is against the lefties. Eli White, who is apparently leading off now, has a 33% K rate against lefties in his last 30 plate appearances. And Matt Olson, who we will absolutely be betting first at bat K, also a 30% K rate against lefties in his last 30. So give me Crochet to do that. And then I see our guy, Jay Huffman, playperpower.com. They get a free shout. I see him talking about the Sale revenge game. He is a Braves fan. It is Sale probably carves up this team. So I would look at you and I will probably play the over total strikeouts in the game.
I don't see it being as great of a pitcher's duel as DeGrom and Brown yesterday.
No, because these guys are very vulnerable.
Matchup,
but the way they get outs is by Ks.
Yeah, correct. So you might look up and each guy's got 8 in the 5th inning. Like that's a possibility too for this one. So for my last prop, I'm going to go with the singles prop because I like it. I'll go with Trey Turner to record a single at minus 117. He's had at least one single in 16 of his last 19 games. He's also had at least one single in 9 of his last 11 home games. And Heaney's pitching, who's been really bad lately. Last 3 starts, 14 to third, 17 hits allowed, 10 earned runs. And Turner has been mashing lefties this season. A 347 batting average against lefties. But once again, Turner's a minus 117 for a single when he's had one in 16 of the last 19 games. So I think it's a good price on Turner. You're the Phillies fan. You know that Turner gets on base pretty much every game at this point. Give me Trey Turner single at minus 117.
Look, I like it. I think it's good. I think you should also, if you're going to play the single, sprinkle on 2 hits.
Yeah, that works.
I think that's a good aggregator on it. If he plays, you kind of have to bet Casty to hit a home run, because he just had a baby. And the home run prices are awful for the Phillies today. JT Realmuto, who is like 1 for his last 12, but it is a home run. I think we saw him last night at plus 410.
He was priced similarly to Castellanos, even though Castellanos has been
none of these are good home run prices. But if you want to do something fun, I can't argue with Castellanos home run because he just had a baby this morning.
Yeah, so
he might be on pat leave though, so who knows?
It's another option potentially, but I'll go with the Trey Turner single because he's good at getting on base. So
yeah, I like that.
Anything else you want to talk about, or should we move on into the best bets?
We can move on to the best bets.
Okay. So just to be clear, before I actually do that, can you just read off your 3 plays again?
Gore, 7 Ks. Joe Ryan, under 1.5 earned runs. Crochet, 8 Ks.
A lot of pitching props for you today.
Yeah, it's a good pitching day. It's a really good pitching day.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with Salvador Perez under 1.5 bases at -133. I'll go with Tyler O'Neill under half a run scored at -129, and I am going to go with Trey Turner single at -117. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for the actual player props. Now it's time for the best bets. For that, the reminder that we are brought to you by our sponsor, Rhythm, because they're the home of bet picks for also available for the NBA playoffs, the MLB Pro Market, WNBA season does start tonight as well. Build your own model. You can name it after movies like Adam does, or you can name it whatever you want.
Wait, dude, our WNBA one is bomb.
Yeah, shout out to Rebecca Lobocop. So Rebecca Lobocop's going to try to help us out this season. Anyway, you can build your own model, though, and you can also name it, which is very simple and easy to do. But you can also try it out for free for a week by using the 70 free trial. And Adam, as always, we got to ask what the robot play is going to be for today. What do the robots like?
Robots, by the way, are really good for WNBA because like they'll generally end up saying stuff that Scott and Terrell will say on their show, and that's nice. Let's look. What are the robots like today? Beep boop 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 boop. They like Andrew Heaney over 4.5 strikeouts, which I can get behind because this Phillies team strikes out to everybody. Even though I don't expect him to be in there a while. Yeah, I would do this. I would absolutely do this play. It's like their favorite play is Andrew Heaney over 4.5 strikeouts at +108. I can't overestimate this, that like there are multiple guys on this Phillies team that have K rates that are crazy high. And while the Phillies do mash lefties, by the way, one quick thing on the Joe Ryan thing, the Brewers have scored under 3 runs in 3 of their last 4 games. They were shut out twice. There's a lot of reasons that's going to end up being my favorite, but just to look at strikeouts, I just want to see, because this Phillies team, I'm just pulling it up. They are against lefties. Oh yeah, dude. They had 9, 14, and 8 against lefties. They got Liberatore carved the card. Well, he ran into trouble, but he carved them up early. They got I believe Eduardo carved them up. Eduardo had 14 and others had 14 total strikeouts against them. I would take this. I like Andrew Heaney over 4.5 Ks.
Okay. So we're going to go with Heaney on his strikeouts for the rhythm play. A reminder, though, that when you do want to actually sign up for your account, they have 2 great deals right now for discounts. They have a monthly subscription, 25% off using the code SGPN25. 50% off the annual subscription with promo code SGPN50 is Rhythm promo code SGPN25 or SGPN50. Sign up for the 7-day free trial by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RATHMM. We're also brought to you by MyBookie, because MyBookie is a place for every sport. They have the NBA playoffs, the NHL playoffs, they have baseball, they have UFC, you name it. Whose bookie?
MyBookie.
They also have props in every game. You can also use it for a ton of occasions. Use crypto for letting fast payouts, easy deposits. When you head to MyBookie.ag, use the promo code SGPN. You get a 100% deposit match up to 1K. Terms and conditions by MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Circle Ultimate Fantasy Football Giveaway, because Circle Resort is giving away the ultimate fantasy football experience for a 12-person league to draft in Vegas. We treat like VIPs for their stay. Want to receive a 2-night stay at a Circle Resort for the entire 12-person league? Hold your draft at a cabana, stadium swim with a $5,000 food and beverage credit. You get limited transportation to and from the airport, a welcome party at Legacy Club for the league, a reservation at the World of Sportsbook with a $500 beverage credit for the league, and the contest is open from May 5th to June 30th. Sign up at the link sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through the 3 props each that we have for the Friday card. Now it's time for the best bets. For the show. Adam, I'm assuming you're going back to Ryan for your best.
Yeah,
bet?
I'm going back to Ryan. Like I said, this Brewers team doesn't even score.
Yeah, so I can get behind that too. It was either going to be O'Neill or Perez, but I gave out O'Neill on YouTube. So I'll do Perez for this one. I'll go with the under 1.5 bases at -133. He's been horrific. You mentioned his numbers over the last 5, basically. He can't run, so he's going to basically need a couple hits or maybe even a home run to get there. But I think it's a pretty high number. Palante's been good lately, ground ball pitcher as well. And Perez, I just don't think is as good as he used to be. So give me Perez under his 1.5 bases here at -133 as my best bet. Now it's time for the underdog entry that we have for the show. Do you want to recycle Heaney from the robots?
Yeah. I think that we want what was the other one that I had mentioned that I liked?
We talked about Perez
I
no
think
hits.
Perez. I think I want to do Perez.
I only saw his line at 1.5 hits. I didn't see.
By the way, if I deposit, it's giving me deposit match stuff. If we want to do that,
that's fine.
We'll talk about it later. Okay, let me just do this. Perez. I think that the Perez lower total basis is a good play. This is a solid play.
I was going to say it might potentially be at 1.5. It might be at 1.5 hits. So if we wanted to go for the bold no hits, I don't know if that's available, but
it's at 1.5 hits. But we can alt it. So I would do.
We'll bet it on a local if we can get an alt line. On that.
Yeah. Let's do the lower 1.5 total bases.
Okay.
Let's do Heaney. 5Ks.
You want to throw in another pitcher strikeout thing with that, or you want to go?
I don't know. Do we want? Let's look at. Do
you have any home run guys you want to throw out there? Stolen base guys today?
I was going to look at stolen bases right now. Let's see who's pitching today. I saw Captain Santa talking about Max Meyer. Do we think Max Meyer has a bounce back?
It's not even back. It's a bounce back 3x because he's been terrible for 3 straight starts. So
it's him against Taj Bradley. If you want to talk about guys who everyone's way too high on that they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
This Heaney one
I'm looking at all the pitchers who are going today and trying to see if there's any. I mean, Sale's been really bad at holding runners and Crochet, but that implies somebody's getting on base against those guys.
Yeah,
but
I don't
they both are -3 in the run game. So
I don't mind.
I don't see many stolen base guys, to be honest.
Do you like Evaldi?
I think he should go pretty well today. But
there's a lot of guys who. Oh, you know what? Wait, you want to take why don't we take like Lindor or a Met against Rodon?
We can do that.
You
mean for a home run, or you mean just for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me look. Let's go to the moon on this one. Okay, so it's going to be a lefty. And last 5 games, New York Mets.
I'll look at the head-to-head in the meantime.
Well, it could be a lefty or righty. I mean, Vientos is killing the ball. Let's see.
Vientos 1 for 3 lifetime. Lindor has been very good against Rodon in the past.
Lindor, I wouldn't mind Lindor. I don't mind Lindor bases, but do we want to go for glory here?
I'm in for it. I mean, we can go for home run.
I mean, the thing is it in Yankee Stadium?
Yeah.
We gotta find a lefty. I think we want Lindor. Lindor switch it. Lindor will bat lefty against him, right? Or will he bat righty?
We'll bat righty.
No, I guess he bat righty. How about? Do you want to take Soto?
Oh boy, that could be an option if we want to go for Soto. I mean, I'll ask you.
Oh wait, Captain Santa just put Brandon Nimmo, who's been pretty fired up since Trump took over.
Okay.
Again, let's see. The last 30 plate appearances, who's the best? Yeah, I think Nimmo's been.
See, I thought you might have been pitching like a Lindor 1.5 hits type of.
Let's do Lindor. Let's do the Lindor hits. We don't need to go for.
I wasn't sure if you wanted the home run. We could probably do like a hits or a double or something. We can go a bit wild with it. You want to do Lindor 1.5 hits?
Or over 1.5 total bases. Better.
Yeah, well, that too.
Yeah, let's do that.
I was saying if you wanted to go bold, we can do the 1.5 hits. But if you want to go safe, we can do the bases.
It's actually a better price.
Okay.
Let me see. Oh no, it's 1.81 multiplier versus 1.15. So let's do the total bases. Let's just play this.
That's fine.
Okay. So we have Andrew Heaney high. There's a robot play. Andrew Heaney higher 4.5 strikeouts. Francisco Lindor higher 1.5 total bases. Salvador Perez lower 1.5 total bases. We are doing 50 to win 326. So 6.53 multiplier.
Yeah. Either way, though, a reminder that we will be back for the prop show next Monday, and a reminder that there is an MLB show later on today for the preview of the Saturday games. Adam, anything else you want to add?
No, I was wrong earlier today, and I will not be wrong later.
I was sleeping, so I didn't really care. Anyway, point is, until next time, you can find me on Twitter, Reichel Radio. Find him on Twitter at Hey Rosenberg. And until next time, good luck to all of you and all of